Welcome back, everyone. We're getting ready for the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. It is set to ring here in about 6 or 7 minutes. This is a live look at Times Square as we get ready for the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. So far, so good as it relates to what you can expect today. Again, everything in the green on our board, pretty much other than crude oil. We'll take it to New York for the opening bell shortly, though, and get a quick look at how things are ultimately going to shape up. Let's go now to David, though. David, good morning.
Good morning, T. Bates. All right, time for our daily dose of dollars and common sense. We've got American Sunrise Early Edition host and the guy behind Jake's Take Substack. That'd be Jake Novak. Jake, good to see you. Here's the good news. We don't have to talk about a Jets loss, so that's exciting on a Monday because they didn't play. So we'll talk about that tomorrow, I guess, Jake. What do you think? Let's talk about, tell us this whole situation about Wall Street and how they may have played a role in Eric Adams deciding to drop out of the mayor's race. Kind of square that together for us.
Yeah, about a week ago, there were some Wall Street big investment types who did meet with Zohran Mamdani coming, and some of them said, hey, I think we'll try to work with this guy if he wins the election. I think that actually alarmed the majority of the major investment community in New York City. And so they decided, I think, to put a little extra pressure on Eric Adams. I think that is really the reason why he decided to drop out of the race. I think, and we talked about this in the last hour, I think we both think this is too little too late. Eric Adams should have gotten out a long time ago, and preferably a decent candidate should have decided to run a long time ago. But that's, I guess, water under the bridge. Can't really go back to that. But I do believe Wall Street played a role in pressuring Eric Adams, maybe letting him know that, his chances of getting a high-profile job once this election is over are going to be greatly heightened if he stepped aside now. And so I think that's really what happened here. We'll find out the details. We're going to find out in a few months when we find out what his next job is. Then we'll know exactly what role Wall Street played.
Absolutely. Let me ask you a political follow-up. Andrew Cuomo, anyway, you say it looks like it's too little too late. If everybody got out of the race, Sliw was not going to get out. Sliw was not going to get out of the race, right? Are you getting a sense that he would even think about it? He's not going to get out, is he?
You know what? I would like Andrew Cuomo to get in the race. He has been playing a very passive role in this election.
True.
I haven't seen him out on the streets very much. I haven't seen him take to the airwaves very much. I don't think he's really in it to win it, David. So there's another problem, in addition to all of his other issues and the way that he really hurt New York City with his bail reform stuff that he pushed and, of course, his COVID record. He isn't really running that hard. Sorry, he isn't. And that, to me, is a big tell as well. I don't know what his game is. I think he was trying to get some legitimacy. I think he's hoping for people to say in a year from now, boy, I wish he had won that election. And they'll say, hey, guess what? I'm running for something else. I think that's what's going on here. He's really not trying.
I totally agree. He's damaged goods. So this is the guy that, everybody's putting stock in. Yeah, good luck with that. All right. Boeing, a big reason why the stock market finished last week strong. So why are investors cheering the aerospace company here?
Well, Boeing had all those problems with the 737 MAX and then the 787 Dreamliner. They got slapped with some new regulations. The FAA had to sign off on all their deliveries. In other words, do another set of security and safety checks, which was really slowing things down at Boeing. It's hard to tell whether the folks at the FAA had any more insight into what was going on with those jets anyway. So late last week, the Trump administration lifted that extra check, which no one was able to prove made things any safer. And that really boosted Boeing. They were up 3% on Friday. They're up another 1% in the pre-market now. And remember, David, Boeing is one of the 30 Dow components. So when it's up 1 or 2 or 3%, it really boosts the entire market. And I think we're going to get a residual of that again this morning. I think they're going to go up another a little bit, another percent or so. That'll be nice. And we'll see. And hopefully there is no safety sacrifice here. I don't think there is. There are other problems at Boeing that need to be taken care of. Having a bunch of FAA guys check off on something they probably don't understand fully wasn't really the solution for them.
What are some of those other problems at Boeing? Or let me count the ways at this point?
Yeah. Well, look, this is the truth about the 737 MAX problem, which is the real problem at Boeing. The Dreamliner only was a small issue. The fact is the 737 MAX was a good jet, but it was more difficult to pilot. And a lot of the countries that buy these jets have nepotism-based pilot. It's the relatives of major political leaders. And Boeing did warn them and say, hey, look, this is a tougher jet to fly. You can't just put your cousin's nephew into this thing. And they didn't listen, and that's why the crashes the 737 MAX had in 2018 were in some of these countries that have notoriously corrupt governments with state-run airlines. That's all I'll say.
That's all I'll say. Okay. All right. Let's get to those federal workers who either took buyouts or were flat out laid off by Doge. They have a big moment coming up this week. So tell us about that, Jake.
The checks run out this week. If you took the buyout or were fired, you still got paid until now. This is the end. The last check comes this week, and the effects of all of that are going to be felt, especially where you live, David, in the D.C., Maryland, Northern Virginia area. And people are watching this very carefully. Those weak job reports we got over the summer, the downward revisions, were because of government jobs lost, which, of course, is not necessarily a net negative completely, because when the government cuts jobs, it's like a tax cut for the rest of the economy. And I'm not dancing on the graves of people who have lost their jobs, especially those who are skilled. Yeah. But welcome to the party, pal. Private sector workers get laid off all the time for no good reason. That's what happens, and you do not deserve to be living as a protected class when we have a budget debt of $37 trillion. End of story.
No doubt about it. 15 seconds. Jets, Miami tonight, 0-3 versus 0-3. What's the prediction? You got 11 and a half seconds, Jake Novak.
I predict there will be a lot of overpriced food bought by fans who are delusional. That's my prediction.
And that was a very smart prediction. All right. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Time for tea in Denver. That means it's time for Terrence Bates to talk about the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange, and it is sponsored by AMAC.
The Association of Mature American Citizens is the conservative voice for Americans 50 and older. AMAC is fighting for the values that you hold dear. Join today. Together, we can write the course of America.
We are less than a minute from the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange to start this week of trading. Pre-market trading was looking pretty good. All of the major indices were in the green, up slightly, and hopefully it will stay that way and even increase over the next day of trading. The applause is underway, which means the bell is going to ring here in short order, and then we'll get an idea of how the markets are ultimately looking once trading officially starts for this work week here. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, right on cue. The bell is ringing, which means the markets are now officially open. And just like that, much of the same, pretty much everything is in the green right now. The Dow, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq are all up right now. The only blemish on our screen is crude oil, but hopefully that means that gas prices will be a little bit cheaper in the long run. We shall find out about that. But hopefully, if you're one of those people who's going to be trading today, it will be a prosperous day of trading for you. When inflation jumps, when you hear that the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think, well, maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, the Birch Gold Group believes that every American should own physical gold. That's why they created something special. Until September 30th, which is coming up, I think it's tomorrow, if you're a first-time gold buyer, the Birch Gold Group is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. In order to claim eligibility and start the process, simply request an information kit right now. You can do so by texting the word America to the number 989898. Plus, the Birch Gold Group can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate in free metals of up to $10,000. The Birch Gold Group is the only precious metals company so many Americans trust, as do the tens of thousands of customers they already have. So, make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30th. Text the word America to the number 989898. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Still to come here on American Sunrise, though. New reports show that close to 300 FBI agents were at the Capitol on January 6th, but only after the crowd had gathered. We'll break down what this reveals and what leaders didn't tell Congress. That's next.